Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to Wednesday's Power Hour. I know some of you weren't here last week, so I'll just explain a little bit about the class. It's quite a strong class, it's quite dynamic, so do what you can. If you ever need to rest, just rest, come down into child's pose, have a break, come back to it as and when you want. We're kind of more focusing on twisting this class, so we're doing quite a lot of twists. So we're doing a little of a warm up, just warming up our spine, warming up our core, like nice strong base for twisting, opening up our chest when we're extending our arms in our twists, so have a nice open chest. So I'll do a little bit of a warm up as per usual, a couple of little sun salutations to get the body going, and then we'll be going into our main flow, which very similar to last week, or the same style as last week. It'll be build as you go. So we'll do like a little sequence on one side, then the other, and then we'll build on it, with the aim that by the time we've done it 3 or 4 times, you'll kind of know where we're going, and your mind, your body will kind of know the next move. So you can kind of relax into it a bit more, bring the focus onto your breathing, and not worry too much about what lies ahead, because you will know. So we shall start. We're going to start laying down for this one. So just come down onto your backs. And have your knees bent, maybe feet nice and wide, and then just knees kind of knocking towards each other. And then arms out by your side. We can bring our arms out nice and wide, even up to kind of shoulder height if you've got enough space. And then maybe just nestle the shoulder blades towards each other on the floor. So we're starting to open up the chest, even just lying down. If you want, to be fair, when we begin, you can always have your hands on your belly if that's more grounding. It's completely up to you. But it's just quite nice to open up the chest as we start the class. So just get comfortable lying down. I'm just going to sit up while I talk so you can hear me a little better. So yeah, just using the first few moments of the class, just settling in, relaxing down, softening down the face, slowing down the breathing, and just arriving onto the mat, into your body, quietening down the mind, and just starting to bring your focus, bring your awareness inwards. So just noticing how your body is feeling. You might be feeling really energized, you might be feeling tired, a little bit achy, might still be recovering from a boozy weekend. Any of these things, just noticing how you're feeling. Every day is different, so just paying attention to your body and your mind, and just not judging, just noticing, and just letting this next hour just be entirely for you, nobody else. There's nowhere else to be. So taking some nice long deep breaths, really starting to fill your chest, fill your belly, and then nice long exhales all the way out. Taking a couple more deep breaths, filling the chest, filling the lungs, filling the belly, and then letting it all go. And then just letting the breath return to normal. We're just going to drop the knees over to the right hand side, so keeping the feet nice and wide, just dropping the knees over. And then bringing them up and over to the left hand side. So just starting to windscreen wiper the knees from side to side. Just starting to get some movement into the hips. Trying to keep your shoulders nice and stable on the mat. And then next time your knees drop over to the right hand side, pausing here, we'll take our left arm reaching up and overhead. So starting to feel a stretch down through the left arm, the left armpit, through the ribs. And then for a slightly deeper stretch, we can bring our right foot and place it on the outer edge of our left knee. Just be mindful of your knees here, guys. If there's any knee problems, please be careful. And just letting the weight of that right foot just guide you into a deeper stretch down that left-hand side. Okay, releasing the foot from the knee if you've had the foot there, placing the right foot back down, bringing the left arm back down, and then just swaying the knees over down to the left-hand side. Bringing the right arm up and overhead, so reaching up behind you with your right fingertips. And then again, bringing that left foot onto the outer edge of that kind of right knee slash thigh. Just guiding you into a slightly deeper stretch. Don't worry if that foot doesn't quite reach there. We can just stay with the knees dropped over. Completely up to you. Okay, releasing the foot from the knee, bringing the arm back down, bringing the foot back down, and then we're going to squeeze the knees into the chest. Maybe having a little rock and roll from side to side. And then placing our left hand on our left knee, right hand on our right knee, just taking some circles with our ankles, first of all. So we can move the feet both ways, we can do little figures of 8, just getting some movement into the ankle joints, noticing how your ankles are feeling. And then bringing the ankles to stillness, we'll just take our right knee and start doing some circles with that knee. So keeping the left knee still, taking some circles out and round with that right knee. So again, just working into the hip. We can take circles both ways, nice and big circles. Noticing how that hip is feeling. And then bringing the right knee back to center, same on the left-hand side. Just noticing if this hip feels any different than the right hip, which it might well do, absolutely fine. Just being mindful of your body, mindful of the movement. Taking some circles both ways. And then bringing back to center. Okay, we're going to bring our legs into tabletop position. So bringing our knees over our hips, feet pointing forward. So we want to feel like we're balancing something on our shins. Our shins are parallel to the ceiling. We want to push our lower back down into the mat. So we're really starting to engage our core here. So nice strong core, pull your belly button back towards your spine. And it might be enough for you here. If you want to stay here, by all means. For a little bit more, we're going to extend our right leg out, pointing the toe out, straightening the leg, hovering above the mat, and then bringing it back to tabletop. Same on the left side. Pointing the toes, straightening the leg, hovering the leg above the mat, then bringing back to tabletop. Alternating each side, trying to keep the bent leg nice and steady as you straighten the other leg. All the while engaging your core, trying to push your lower back down into the mat, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the neck, just using your core here. If you want a little bit extra, we can bring the hands behind the head, lifting up the head, chest, shoulders, and then bringing kind of opposite knee, opposite elbow towards each other as we straighten out the other leg. These are all optional extras, guys. You can just stay in tabletop if you need, that's absolutely fine. Listen to your body. And just keeping going with your kind of cross crunches. Nice and slow, steady, controlled. Really waking up the core. few more. Okay. Lowering your head back down if you had your head raised. Let's squeeze the knees back into the chest. Have another little rock and roll around. And then we're going to make our way up through to seated. So we can either come onto our side and push ourselves up, or we can just take some little rock and rolls using those core muscles we've just been working on, all the way up to seated. And then we're going to come straight through onto all fours. So just rolling over your knees, coming to find your hands and knees. So nice wide spread fingers, pushing down through your hands, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, toes pointing backwards. Let's go straight into our cat-cows. So nice movement of the spine as we inhale, taking the gaze forward, tailbone up to the sky. And as we exhale, curving our spine up towards the ceiling. And let's really try and use those core muscles we've just been working on. So this is kind of strong, mindful movement here. Trying to move each part of the spine nice and slowly. Trying to follow your breath as you go. So exhaling to curve up, inhaling as we gaze forward. And then we can take the movement from side to side. So coming back to your neutral flat spine, we can bring the left shoulder to meet the left hip. So you're kind of stretching out the right hand side and then slowly over to the other side. So again, just opening up that side body, which is great for our twists. And then you can just go a little bit freestyle. So we can go up and round. You can go back to your normal cat-cows, carry on doing your side movements, just kind of move intuitively as to how your body needs, as slowly as you like. Kind of bending into the arms, you can kind of move backwards, forwards, take some weight around the wrists. Just kind of find your movement. Keeping the breathing slow and steady. Okay, all meeting in a neutral spine. We're going to reach forward with our left fingertips, creeping those left fingertips forward so we can again find that nice stretch all the way kind of down our armpit into our rib cage. And then we're going to sweep that arm back, up and round. So nice big circles of those left fingertips. Inhaling to come up, exhaling back and round. Really extending out through the fingers, engaging the arm, working into the shoulder. And then next time your arm comes up towards the ceiling, we're going to pause here. We're going to pivot on the right knee, bring the left foot out to the end of the mat, and then reach those left fingertips up and over. So coming into a full body side stretch. So really grounding down through that left foot at the end of your mat. Reaching the hips up to the sky. Reaching forward with those left fingertips. Good. And then bringing it all back down to center. Finding your alignment again. This time on the right hand side. So reaching forward with our right fingertips, creeping those fingertips forward, and almost leaning into that stretch on the right hand side. And then sweeping down, up and round. Inhaling to come up. Exhaling to come down. Really extending through those fingertips. And again, next time your fingertips reach up to the ceiling, we're going to pivot on the left knee, extend that right leg out to the end of the mat, lifting the hips up nice and high, and then reaching that right arm up and over, full body side stretch. So that right foot should be flat on the ground, kind of leaning into the outer edge of your foot almost, so you can get a nice grounding sensation all the way through the leg, up through the rib cage, through the arm, all the way to the fingertips. And then bring everything back down to the mat. Okay, keeping our hips above our knees, we're just going to walk our hands forward. So we're going to come into our poppy pose or melting heart pose. We want to sort of melt our chest down towards the mat. So keeping our hips nice and high. Again, don't worry too much about how far you come down. We're just looking for that opening across the armpits, across the chest. Being gentle, being kind on your back. Really pushing down with your hands, so active hands here, nice widespread fingers. And then slowly bringing yourself up, walking your hands back. Hands underneath shoulders, hips underneath, sorry, knees underneath hips. Tucking the toes under, bringing our weight back, coming up into our first downward dog, lifting the hips up nice and high. And remembering that feeling we just had in our puppy pose, our melting heart pose, of that melting the chest down. See if we can get that in our down dog. So really melting the chest down towards the knees, keeping the knees bent to begin with. We can just paddle out the legs, so opening up the backs of the legs, warming up the body. And then finding a bit of stillness, we're then going to bring our weight forward, coming into our plank pose. So shoulders above wrists, lowering the hips down, nice strong through the legs. All coming into a half plank just to begin with, untucking the toes, and then squeezing the elbows in as we lower all the way down to the ground. Coming into our little baby cobras to begin with, so nice firm legs. Let's really push the tops of the feet down into the mat. As we inhale, just peeling the chest up off the ground, exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down, just follow your own movement, follow your own breath, see if you can create a little wave motion here. Trying not to use your hands too much. Let's use our back muscles to lift us up. Shoulders away from the ears. Good, just take a couple more. And then everyone pushing in, pushing down, 3 hands and knees, tucking the toes under, lifting up into our downward facing dog. So just making sure our feet are hip distance apart. Our heels are kind of hidden behind our toes, so toes pointing forward. Hands shoulder distance apart with our kind of second and third finger pointing forward. Nice pressure, even pressure all through the hand. And then everyone come up onto their tiptoes. And then melt the heels down towards the ground. Up onto the tiptoes. And melt the heels down. It does not matter if your legs are bent here, that's fine. Up onto your tiptoes. And melting the heels down. Once again, coming forward into our plank position. This time holding full plank. If you want a bit of an extra challenge, you can always come into your half plank, remember. Wherever you are, lowering down to the ground slowly with control. Untucking the toes, coming into your back bend, maybe peeling a little bit higher off the floor this time. Just one round this time, lowering down, pushing up through our hands and knees, tucking the toes under, downward facing dog. Always an option throughout the class. If you want to do half planks, that's absolutely fine. If you want to do full chaturangas, absolutely fine. Obviously, it's your practice. I'm just here to guide you, so do whatever feels right for you. Okay, one more vinyasa, coming through onto plank, lowering down to the mat. Inhaling into your back bend, exhaling down, pushing up through hands and knees, downward facing dog, hips up high, strong through the arms, strong through the shoulders. Nice slow deep breathing here. And then looking forward, walking or stepping up to the front of the mat, keeping nice and low, coming into our ragdoll, holding on to opposite elbows, just having a gentle sway from side to side, nice bend in the legs here. And then releasing the hands down to the mat, uncurling all the way up to standing. So taking it nice and slowly. Reaching the arms up to the top, up to the sky when you get there. And then exhaling down. Okay. Bringing our hands just by our side, just taking some gentle twists. Just swaying from side to side, maybe soft bend in the knees. Just letting your shoulders hang, your arms hang. Good, okay. Bringing the feet hip distance apart. Nice big inhale, reaching the hands up to the sky. Taking one wrist with your other hand, it does not matter which one. We're coming into our side stretch. So grounding down through the feet, keeping your weight even in your feet. And then just slowly easing over to the side. Coming back up to center, exchanging hands. And over to the other side. Back up to center, bringing the hands down, bringing your feet together, clasping the hands, pushing the knuckles out in front of you, and maybe having a slight bend in your knees, finding a curve in your spine, so stretching out the upper part of your shoulders. And then turning the palms to face out the other way as we straighten up our body, bringing the hands all the way up and overhead. Keeping the feet together if we can, shoulders away from the ears. And then bringing the hands down, nice straight arms down to shoulder height. Rolling the shoulders back and down. And we're going to turn the palms up to face the ceiling and then feel like someone's pulling your thumbs kind of behind you. So we're going to come into a little back bend, opening up the chest, stretching out the front of the arms. And then turning the hands all the way around, curving your spine kind of with that shoulder movement. So the palms are facing up again, but kind of the other way around. And then again, inhaling, let's come up, open up the chest. Exhaling, curving round. Inhaling up. Exhaling round. Inhaling up. This time bringing the hands all the way down. We're going to clasp the hands behind us, opening up the chest, straightening out the arms if we can. And then taking a bend in the knees, bringing the arms up and overhead. Releasing the hands, squeezing the legs together, letting the hands come down and forward into our Utkatasana, awkward chair pose, squat. Watching our knees don't come over our toes, keeping the feet back in our heels, tucking the tailbone, extending through the arms. Bringing the hands into prayer position, we're going to twist over to our left, so just tucking the right elbow over our left knee. Just watching that right knee, that right hip doesn't come forward, so kind of pulling that right hip back. Reaching forward, back to center, strong through the legs. Hands back to prayer, same on the other side. So left elbow over the right knee, pull that left knee back, the left hip back. Coming back to center, reaching forward. See if we can sink a little lower. And coming into our forward fold. Nice. Maybe bringing the feet hip distance apart, hanging the head down. Finding our halfway lift, inhale, flat back, crown of the head reaches forward. Hands come down to the mat. Let's take a big step back with our left foot, lowering the left knee down, coming into our low lunge, sweeping the arms up. Just making sure that front knee is directly over the front ankle. Relaxing down the shoulders. We're going to rock back on that front heel, bringing the hands down to the mat. If you've got any support, any blocks, or you can even just rest them on your leg. Just be careful of your knee. Pulling those front toes back towards you, so finding a good stretch all down the back of that right leg. Then bringing your weight forward, bringing your right hand inside your right foot, wiggling that right foot out a bit and slightly pointing out a 45-degree, finding our low lizard. So hands underneath the shoulders, still remaining active through that back leg, so really kind of pushing down from your knee to your foot. And then bringing that right foot back inside the right hand, tucking the back toe under, stepping back into our plank, lowering down into the mat, inhaling into our back bend, exhaling up, downward facing dog. Stepping forward with our left foot, so nice big step forward, lowering the back knee down. Same on the left hand side, sweeping the arms up, low lunge. Just warming up the legs here, warming up the hips. Relaxing down the shoulders, engaging through the arms. Rocking back on that left heel, bringing the hands down, finding your hamstring stretch. Don't worry if that knee's bent, that's fine. Keeping the breathing slow and steady as we come forward, bringing the left hand inside the left foot. Wiggling that left foot out to find our low lizard pose. So still strong and engaged through that back leg. Nice widespread hands, good support, good base. Okay, bringing the left foot inside the left hand, tucking that back toe under, stepping forward to the front of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up. And we'll go straight back down again, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, flat back. Exhale down. This time we'll step back with our right foot first, lowering that knee down. Sweeping up into our low lunge, we're going to come straight into a twist. So left arm back, right arm forward. Reverse the twist so the left hand can come to the hip or maybe to the back of that right thigh. Right arm up and over. And then right hand comes down to the mat, left fingertips up to the ceiling. Bringing the left hand down, stepping back into our plank. Lowering down to the mat, vinyasa. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, nice big step with the right foot, lowering that back knee down, sweeping up into our low lunge, coming into our twist. So right fingertips back, left fingertips forward. Reversing the twist. The left fingertips come up, right come down. And then cartwheeling down, so the left hand comes to the mat, right fingertips up to the sky. Bringing the right hand down, tucking those back toes under, stepping forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, nice big sweep all the way up to the sky. And exhaling down. Okay, into our flow. So inhaling up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Hands come down to the mat, stepping back to your plank, lowering down, vinyasa. Inhaling, back bend. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg up nice and high, trying to keep that right leg straight and strong. And then bringing that right knee to meet the right elbow, touching the right elbow. And then extending the right leg back behind us, three-legged dog. over to the left elbow, up high, and then stepping forward into our high lunge, right hand side. We're going to come straight into our twist, so right arm back, left arm forward. Reverse the twist. And left hand down, right arm up to the sky, trying to keep that back leg lifted if we can. If you need to lower it to the mat, absolutely fine. Right hand comes down, stepping back to our plank, vinyasa. Nice slow breaths in our downward facing dog. Ready for the left side, lifting the left leg high. Left knee to left elbow. Left leg high. Right elbow. Left leg high. Stepping forward into our high lunge left side. Coming straight into our twist, so bringing that left arm back, right arm forward. Reversing the twist. Right arm down, left arm up to the sky. And then bringing the left hand down. Vinyasa, always optional. You can meet us in downward dog, that's absolutely fine. Nice strong down dog, really grounding down through those hands, through the palms, releasing the head and the neck. Okay, right leg high, right knee to right elbow, right leg high, left elbow, right leg high, stepping forward into our high lunge, into our twist. Reversing the twist. Left hand down, right arm high. Strong through the legs, coming back into our twist. Hands come to prayer. We're going to tuck that left elbow over the right knee into our twisted lunge with our prayer. So trying to keep that back leg straight and strong, pushing out through that back heel. Then extending the arms back out into our twist, cartwheeling down, stepping back into our plank, vinyasa. Same on the left hand side. Left leg high, left knee to left elbow, left leg high, right elbow. Left leg high, high lunge, into our twist. Reversing the twist. Right hand down, left fingertips up to the sky. Strong through the legs, lifting back up into our twist. Hands come to prayer. And then just tucking that right elbow over that left knee. Straightening up that back leg. Extending the arms back out. And then cartwheeling back round. Stepping back into our vinyasa. Meeting in our downward facing dog. Taking some nice slow deep breaths here. Remember, always an option to rest in child's pose if you need. Taking whatever movements you need to, if you need to paddle out your legs, bend the knees. Okay, next round, lifting the right leg high. Right knee to right elbow. Right leg high. Left elbow. Right leg high. High lunge. Sweeping the arms up, back into the twist. Right arm back, left arm forward. Reversing the twist. Left hand comes down, right hand up to the sky. Coming back into the twist, strong legs, hands into prayer, tucking that elbow over the knee, straightening up that back leg if it's bent. Stretching out the arms again, this time bringing the right arm down, left arm comes all the way up and over, pivoting into our warrior two. So right hand forward, left arm back. Reversing our warrior. Coming back to warrior two, then turning both feet to point forwards. Hands come to the hips, prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. Keeping the legs straight if we can, bringing our hands underneath our shoulders. You can slightly wiggle the feet out here if you need to. Then we're going to bring our right hand more central, so right underneath kind of where our face is looking. And we're going to take the left arm up to the sky, into our twist. Bringing the left hand down exactly where the right hand was. And the same on the other side, reaching up with the right fingertips. Keeping the legs strong and straight if we can. Bringing the right hand down, we're just going to move both of our hands over to the right hand side. So just kind of reaching forward with our fingertips, keeping our legs straight, finding a stretch down that left side into the backs of the legs. And then bending into our front knee, walking our hands round so we come back through to the front of our mat, wiggling that right foot out so we come back into our lizard pose, back leg lifted. So our hands should be inside our right leg. Stepping the right leg back to our plank position, lowering down, vinyasa. Okay, same on the left-hand side, lifting the left leg high, left knee to left elbow, left leg high, right elbow, left leg high, coming into our high lunge, sweeping the arms up and round into our twist, reversing the twist. Left hand comes down, right arm up. Sorry, right hand down, left arm up. Strong through the legs, back into our twist, hand comes to prayer. Tucking the right elbow over the left knee. Extending out our arms, cartwheeling them all the way around, so we're pivoting into the warrior two, left leg forward. Reversing our warrior. Back to our warrior two, turning the left toes to face forward, hands come to the hips, prasarita, wide-legged forward fold, hands come underneath the shoulders, finding that kind of flat back position. If you need some support for your hands here, by all means. This time bringing the left hand down and right underneath where our gaze is, right fingertips up to the ceiling. Right hand down, left fingertips up. And as we bring our left hand down, moving our right, well, both hands over towards the left. So almost in line with our left foot. And then bending into that left foot, walking the hands round, finding our lizard. Keeping that back leg lifted for a bit more of a challenge. Stepping the left foot back, finding our plank pose, lowering down to the mat, inhaling into our back bend, exhaling up, downward facing dog. Nice slow deep breathing here. Okay, this is our last round. So inhaling that right leg high, right knee to right elbow, right leg high, left elbow, right leg high, stepping into our high lunge, all the way into our twist, reversing the twist. Left hand down, right arm high, strong through the legs, back into our twist. Hands come to prayer, tucking that left elbow behind that right knee, straightening up that back leg. Stretching out the arms again, cartwheeling the arms all the way around so our right arm comes forward, left arm back, warrior two. Reversing our warrior. Warrior two, turn the right toes in, wide-legged forward fold, prasarita. Finding our flat back, right hand down, left arm up to the sky. Bringing the left hand down, right fingertips up. Bringing the right fingertips down, walking our hands over towards that right side. Don't worry about how far you move with this. And then slowly bending into that front leg, coming into our lizard pose. Okay, strong through the hands. We're going to sweep that right leg all the way back up into our three-legged dog. Bending into the right knee, so opening up that hip. And then we're going to bring that right leg all the way down. So the right knee touches the left elbow, placing the foot down on the floor into our fallen star. So reaching up to the sky with those left fingertips. Bringing the left hand down, taking that right leg all the way back, three-legged dog. Optional three-legged vinyasa here, so we can bring our weight forward into our three-legged plank, lowering down. Inhaling into our back bend, exhaling up, downward facing dog. Ooh. Okay, last side, inhaling, left leg high, left knee to left elbow, left leg high, right elbow, left leg high, stepping forward, high lunge, sweeping the arms up into our twist. Reversing the twist. Right hand down, left hand high. Strong through the legs, coming back to the twist, hands come to prayer. Knee tucks over, elbow tucks over the knee, straightening that back leg. Outstretching those hands, cartwheeling them round, left hand forward, right arm back, finding your warrior two. Reversing the warrior. Back to the warrior two, turning the toes to face forward, hands come to the hips, firming up the legs, wide-legged forward fold. Hands come down underneath the shoulders. Find your flat back, planting your right hand down, left fingertips up to the sky. Left fingertips come down, right fingertips up to the sky. Bringing the right hand down, walking your hands over towards the left side, finding that stretch down your right rib cage. And then bending into that front foot, finding your lizard, wiggling that left foot over to the side. Strong straight back leg, strong through the hands, lifting your hips up, lifting that leg up into your three-legged dog, opening up the hips, so bending into the left knee, strong through both hands, both shoulders. And then nice big curve with that left knee all the way around so it just touches that right elbow, planting that foot, Reaching your right hand up to the sky, fallen star. And bringing your right hand down, sliding that left foot all the way up and back. Three-legged dog. And an optional three-legged vinyasa here, coming forward onto your plank, lowering down. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, hips up and high. Taking some nice deep breaths here in your down dog, last down dog. And then everyone lowering their knees down to the ground, coming into child's pose, your choice. Either closed knees child's pose or wide knee child's pose. And then just lowering yourself down to the mat. Just letting your head, your neck, your shoulders fully release. Focusing on your breathing, slowing it down. And then slowly bringing yourself up wherever you are. Just shimmying the legs round, coming through to seated. We'll bring the legs out in front of us. So you can sit on a block here if you need, or you can have the knees bent. It really doesn't matter. We want to try and fold from the hips here, so try not to bend through the spine. As we reach the arms up, feel like someone's pulling the arms kind of away from you forward. So really trying to hinge from the hips, move the whole torso. And then just let the hands fall wherever they fall. Knees bent, knees straight. As long as the toes are pulling back towards you, active legs. And then just finding your forward fold. Slowly bringing yourself up. Keeping your right leg straight, bringing your left leg in towards you, nice and close to your sit bones. Reaching up with our right fingertips, finding all that length in the side body we've been working on, twisting round, and then bringing those left fingertips just behind you, just to guide you into the twist. Making sure that right leg is active, toes pointing back towards you, spine tall and straight. With your inhales, finding the length, finding the space. And with your exhales, softening, releasing, relaxing. Finding your way back to center. Stretching your left leg out, right knee comes in. Nice and close. Keeping this straightened leg nice and active, toes pulling back towards you, reaching up to the sky with your left fingertips. And then easing into the twist, bringing your right fingertips behind you, trying not to lean on that right hand, just letting them guide you over. Inhaling for your length, your strength, your space. And exhaling to soften, to release. Always ensuring that left leg is active. Good, finding your way back to center, just bending both knees in, curving yourself over your knees. Just letting your spine curl over. Bringing yourself back to seated, one last little bit of core work before we come down to the mat. So Navasana, boat pose. Finding your sit bones, lengthen your lower back, length through your spine. We can start by just having our hands underneath our thighs, coming up onto our tiptoes. Finding our balance here. If that feels okay, we can start to lift the legs. If that feels okay, we can release the arms, pointing forward. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. We'll do that 2 more times. And again, finding your pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, last one. Remember to keep your spine nice and straight, squeeze those legs together, extend through the arms, release the neck, release the shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good. And curl over. Slowly bringing yourself back through seated. We're going to come straight through to lying down so we can extend our arms. Slowly, slowly curling down, using all those core muscles we've just been working all the way down to the mat. Once we are there, squeezing the knees into the chest, having a little rock and roll around. And then keeping a hold of the right knee, extending the left leg out to the end of the mat. Squeezing that right knee in, and then bringing it over into our reclined twist. So right knee comes up and over, right hand comes out to your shoulder height, keeping that right shoulder on the floor, and taking your gaze over towards the right fingertips. Closing down the eyes here, softening the face, using your exhales to release. And then slowly bringing everything back to center. In your own time, bringing your left knee in, extending out your right leg. Squeezing that left knee in. And then taking the left knee up and over, just guiding it over with your right hand. Extending your left fingertips out at shoulder height, taking that gaze over towards the left. Slowing down the breathing. Seeing where you can soften, where you can release. When you are ready, bringing everything back through to center. We're going to finish off just with a couple of bridges. So bringing your feet down, close into your sit bones, hip distance apart, knees hip distance apart, hands down by your side, palms facing down. And nice and slowly, let's tilt our pelvis up towards the ceiling and then slowly peel your spine all the way up onto your shoulders, hips nice and high. And lower all the way back down again, vertebrae by vertebra. Nice and controlled, using that core. Just take a couple of rounds just in your own time. The slower the better here, so really controlled, mindful movement. Keeping a nice strength through the legs, grounding through the feet. And then next time we lower back down, staying down and extending our legs out to the end of the mat, coming into our Shavasana. So making the legs nice and wide, the feet just flopping out to the side, turning our palms up to face the ceiling, and again, just maybe nestling those shoulder blades together a little. So your shoulder blades can lie fully flat on the floor. Remember, we can always have the hands on our belly here if that is more comfortable for you, your choice. So once we have found our Shavasana, fully releasing, fully letting go, fully relaxing down, letting our body feel really heavy. Fully releasing our feet, our ankles, your calves, all around your knees, your thighs. Just allowing the legs to fully sink into the floor. Letting our hips be heavy, releasing any tension around the front of our hips, the side of the hips, the back of the hips. All around the abdomen area, your lower back. And then releasing all the way up the spine, into the shoulder blades, down the arms, just noticing where there might be any tension and allowing it to release. Allowing the whole back line of your body to just melt into the floor and the front of your body to melt into the back line of your body. Letting your head be heavy, softening around your neck, all around your scalp, into your forehead, releasing any tension in your forehead between your eyes, quietening the eyes, quietening the face, softening the jaw, softening the lips. Fully relaxing down. Quietening the mind, softening the face, softening the whole body. And starting to take some slightly longer, deeper breaths. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Bringing movement into the ankles, the wrists. And then bringing yourself into your full body pencil stretch. Waking the body up again. And then bringing the knees back into the chest or just bending the knees up. And then coming to rest on your side, your choice, left or right. Maybe just using your arm as a little pillow for your head. Taking a couple of nice deep cleansing breaths here. And then slowly, keeping your eyes closed, just lifting yourself back up into your seated position. Once we are there, finding our tall spine, grounding down through our sit bones, reaching up through the crown of the head. Taking some nice deep breaths, full inhales and full exhales. Taking a nice big inhale, lifting the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, back and down, bringing the hands together into your prayer position in front of your heart center and blinking open the eyes. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much. That was great. Hope you have a wonderful evening. See you back here next week.